Foldable smartphones have come on leaps and bounds in the last couple of years, and it's arguably Samsung's Galaxy Z Flip line leading the way, with last year's Z Flip 3 selling millions of units worldwide. The Korean giant is now all set to reveal the next model, which is almost certain to arrive August 10, an Unpacked event that's already been confirmed by Samsung. Here's everything we know so far about the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4. Samsung has confirmed that it's launching the new product on August 10, and this is almost certainly when we will finally meet the Z Flip 4 officially. The company has even almost admitted as such in a statement from President Dr. T.M. Rowe declaring that the mainstream moment for foldable is here. There's also the fact that the trailer of the event pretty clearly shows the side of a Z Flip model, forming a greater than symbol to highlight that the new phones will be greater than the ones out now. Last year, the Galaxy Z Flip 3 launched alongside the Z Fold 3 in August, so it's almost certain that Samsung will take a similar approach this year, revealing the Flip 4 alongside with the Z Fold 4 and likely the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 too. Interestingly, Samsung has apparently ordered 8.7 million panels, up from 5.1 million last year, which means it's expecting to sell even more flips this time around. We have heard similar reports from the ELAC, which in May reported that the Samsung has begun mass production of components with an aim to produce over 10 million foldable in total, with 70% of those being Z Flip 4 models. We expect that Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4 will be priced at $1,000. Industry expert Ross Young thinks we might see a price cut, pointing as evidence to the fact that Samsung's July production order for the Z Fold 4 and Z Flip 4 is more than double the equivalent production last year. That's taking both foldables together, of course, so it could be that the Fold is brought down in price while the Flip stays the same, or Samsung may decide not to reduce the price of either. One perk is that US customers can save a little by reserving the phone now. Technically, you are only reserving a pre-order slot. If you don't need to put any money down yet, just your contact details. One interesting wrinkle this year is that Samsung may be changing its naming convention. The company has taken the Z out of the names of its foldables in select markets without any explanation, though some speculate that it may have been in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, with the Z symbol sometimes used by Russia's armed force. In case, it's open speculation that the company may drop the Z entirely, leaving its next-gen foldable simply called the Galaxy Flip 4. Leaker Snoopy predicts that the Z won't be printed on the boxes, but doesn't go quite so far as to say that the name will change officially elsewhere. Losing the Z would be cleaner and simpler, and in our eyes certainly a welcome change, but for now there's little concrete evidence that any branding change is on the way worldwide. Obviously, we remain in the area of speculation and rumor at the moment, which will hopefully be dispelled before too long with news from Samsung. So far, no one is expected the Z Flip 4 to be a radical design departure from the Flip 3. That's reflected in the glimpse of the phone in Samsung's event trailer above, and in the first renders we have seen of the phones, which come from on leaks in partnership with 91 Mobiles. This show only a few changes. Only says the design will be essentially identical to the previous phone, except with slight tweaks to be dimension, now very slightly smaller but thicker at 165.1 into 71.9 into 7.2 mm. OnLeaks himself has followed these renders with an even better look at the phone in partnership with Giznest, in what he claims are actual Samsung marketing materials. Alongside the renders, we have also seen photos of an elegant prototype version of the phone, first shared by TikTok TV since it's removed. The renders and photos all seem to show a slightly tweaked hinge design, most obviously resulting in a less visible screen crease. This matches an early rumor from a Korean leaker picked by /Gear, which outlines plans for a lighter chassis and improved hinge, which is good news as this remains one of the potential weak points of any flip design. And this is one of the few areas where the Z Flip 3 is clearly behind the recent Huawei P50 Pocket. We see some evidence of a hinge tweak in the first leaked images of cases for the phone too, shared by leaker Ice Universe. These photos reveal what certainly looks like a slimmer hinge. You can see more leaked case designs from UK accessory store Mobile Fun, which actually has cases available to pre-order already, though this doesn't reveal any striking new details. Other cases have been leaked by Sam Mobile not once but twice, so by now we have a pretty good idea what the Flip's accessories will look like. Otherwise, as reported elsewhere, the cutout for the outer display looks slightly larger than before too. Otherwise, things don't look too different. The Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 saw the introduction of IPX8 water resistance, but the same leaker mentions improvements to this. We can only assume it refers to the dust proofing that was missing from the Flip 3. One other substantial change is to the phone's colors. OnLeaks renders reveal the initial color range, reportedly named Bora Purple, Blue, Pink Gold, and Graphite. Display industry expert Ross Young has since added so that list too, with a range of new combination colors. These wider color combos tie into reports from Sam Mobile that we will see a lot of more color options this year too. The return of the bespoke edition introduced for the Z Flip 3. This custom tool on Samsung website allows buyers to customize the color of the font, back, and frame of the phone. It's currently only available in a few markets too: Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Korea, the UK, and the US. According to Sam Mobile, the service will expand not only to introduce new colors but also to reach new markets, especially in Europe and Asia. At present, there are 5 color options for the front and back and 2 frame options. For 49 total combinations, the site says there will be a lot more this time around. Korean site The Elect reports that the Samsung won't change the screens too much either, or at least not in size. The site says the internal folding screen will once again be 6.7 inch, while the outer screen will grow very slightly from 1.83 inch up to 1.9 inch. Leaker Chun predicts the same on the outer display, though says it may even become larger than 2 inch, which has since been echoed by Ross Young and Yogesh Brar. He specifically predicts a 2.1 inch outer panel. This sounds about right based on the phone photos above. As already mentioned, the redesigned hinge seems to have also made the screen crease less noticeable. Leaker Ice Universe has said the new crease is much more shallower, which will hopefully mean it's both less visible and harder to feel while swiping. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 processor in the Z Flip 3 could get an upgrade to the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, but it actually looks more likely that the Flip 4 will use the upcoming 8 Gen 1 Plus, as has been predicted by multiple leakers including the Galaxy and Ice Universe. More telling, we have seen that chip appear in a Geekbench listing for the Flip 4 revealed by its Tarot motherboard codename. The 8GB of memory and 128GB or 256GB storage option will probably remain as they are, though Sam Mobile predicts the addition of a new 512GB storage option a welcome addition since, like the Z Flip 3, there's unlikely to be a microSD card slot. The 512GB version may not launch everywhere, as the UK Samsung Care Plus listings mentioned above also included storage options but only listed 128GB and 256GB models of the phone. It may just be the UK market getting unlucky there though. GSM Arena has reported that Samsung will include an under-display selfie camera, although multiple prototypes are in active development, some of which still feature a punch-hole camera opening. This suggests Samsung is still testing the capabilities of the former approach to see if it's ready for prime time. Likerchun believes the company has decided against an under-display camera but adds that Samsung is considering a jump to a triple rear camera this time. Despite that, he warns that the quality won't be improved dramatically. Renders so far only show a dual rear camera, however, and that's what US Brewer also predicts. He expects a 10 megapixel selfie camera and a pair of 12 megapixel rear cameras, main and ultra wide. These are the same specs as the Z Flip 3, though it's possible there will be subtle tweaks to the camera hardware even at the same megapixel count. Chun was the first leaker to predict an increase in battery size by 10 to 20%, with other tipsters claiming that the battery will remain the same size as that of the Flip 3. His prediction seems to have been borne out too, the Galaxy Club now reporting an overall battery capacity of 3400 mAh for the Flip 4, a modest 100 mAh increase from the 3300 mAh Flip 3. This info came from discovering two batteries with models codes EBBF721ABY and EBBF722ABY, which will reportedly be used in the new phones. Regular leaker Ice Universe is even more optimistic about the battery, predicting a more substantial jump to a total capacity of 3700 mAh since repeated by Brewer. That lines up with the phone's 3C battery certification, which reveals a rated capacity of 3595 mAh, likely to mean a typical capacity of 3700 mAh, the figure Samsung would advertise. That same 3595 mAh capacity has been seen on photos of two batteries believed to be intended for the phone, one with a rated capacity of 2555 mAh and other at 1040 mAh. Meanwhile, a separate charger certification with 3C reveals max 25-watt wired charging, still relatively slow but a definite upgrade on the 15-watt speed of the Galaxy Z Flip 3. Wireless charging is also likely to return, but probably the same sluggish 10-watt speed as before.